Yo, I'm Scruffy Dusk. Welcome back to another Reddit React video. This time with a Plat 3 Vi jungle game. Cadio here was replying to one of my comments asking for some help learning how to close out games, so we'll see what we can pick out here. I'm just gonna get right into it. Having that whole like spiel in the intro was a little rough last time, so I don't think I want to spend 8 minutes rambling, so let's just get into the game. So my first initial thoughts too about this game is that it's probably going to be really hard if it goes late and everything's even. The enemy team kind of scales a little bit better than we do, so but if we can keep a lead and maybe like snowball something in the early game, then like it's definitely a winnable game. Starting blue is totally fine. I also want to just point out that you could probably path to either lane in this game, and it works out pretty well for you. I think pathing bot is ideally the best here because we want control over dragons, and we don't want the Milio and Xayah the chance to scale. So like denying their win condition in this game is really good. I would argue though that you do have an opportunity to go top in this situation just because you have an Ignite Kennen in the top lane who can maybe poke out and bully the Tryndamere as long as he plays right. Level 1 is probably a little rough because cannons typically take their Q first, right, for a poke. So he doesn't have E. He doesn't have a really good way to stun Tryndamere if Tryndamere runs into it. Yeah, Tryndamere started E. So if Tryndamere gets a lucky like crit streak onto him, there's a chance that, that goes kind of poorly. But we'll see. And also like there's merits to like being able to path into it even if Kennen loses early on. Oh yeah, they're trading heavily. I was gonna go bot. Oh, what happened? Yep, he just like, yeah, he just kind of spun on him, right? What happened actually early here? It's weird. The Kennen is just not harassing him at all. This is just low elo things, I think. He's just, yeah, I mean, he wasn't harassing him off the minions at all, but that's okay. Is what it is. He already burned his flash. That's crazy. Yeah, so Tryndamere just flashes on his head. Okay. But I guess what I should explain too here is why you would path to this. It's like, yeah, sure, you cannot influence this. It doesn't matter. Even if you did Red Krug's Raptors, right? This just happens. You can't do anything about it. But it's the sequence afterwards of like, if you want to think a little bit more future sighted, it's like, okay, now Tryndamere has no flash or ignite, so he's vulnerable to a gank. Maybe not on Vi, I guess, like because you kind of have to hit a skill shot with your Q. But if you see Tryndamere E forward, then it gives you an opportunity to just run at him, and then you can land a pretty easy Q on him. And then Kennen can also follow up a CC chain with his passive there. So there's definitely merit for like ganking that lane. I think ideally though you did the right thing going bot side here because Kennen winning his lane isn't necessarily going to win you the game, whereas like Xayah winning their lane could be pretty disastrous. Okay, this is all good. Rammus is trolling. He has the worst bot lane. Because, yeah, Xayah melee is obviously going to get shoved in by Bard and Jhin. Okay, so you're recalling after this crab. I'm not a big fan of this. I mean, I guess you wouldn't see this. I don't know. After, like, channeling recall, maybe you should see that they're trading heavily here. And maybe try to hover them. Because you know Rammus is in the area, right? Like, there's a chance your bot lane gets collapsed on there and dies, but that's okay. Works out. Okay, here's another thing. I don't really like going for this crab. You already got this crab. It's not a huge deal if Rammus gets this crab. I know you have prio in both lanes too. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, you could contest him on this crab, but it's just like bad for your tempo, right? Like, this is one of those things of like, yeah, you can interact with him and try to deny Rammus, but it doesn't help you like progress the game. Progressing the game for you looks like snowballing your win count in bot lane or mid. Putting Rammus behind doesn't do much for you, right? Like we said, like if the game goes even, you kind of lose this game later on in the game. And Rammus doesn't really like Rammus is gonna be Rammus. It's like one of those things people say about like tanks, like especially like Ornn and like Cho'Gath and stuff like that. Like even if they get behind, it's like they're still gonna just be tanks later on. They might be a little more squishy, but they can still CC. They can still get their abilities off before they die, and they can tanks key ultimates and things like that. So putting Rammus behind doesn't really matter as much as you getting ahead and snowballing bot lane. So going for this crab is like kind of a waste of time, if you see what I mean. Like, because you could already be on the Gromp while Rammus is wasting time doing the crab. And so he has to walk all the way up here to get to his Krugs again, while you've already pretty much completed your Gromp. You'll be a camp ahead of him, and you can, like, essentially, by the time you're done with your Krugs, he'll still be, like, at Wolves. And then you can actually, like, influence bot lane before him. Oh, shoot. Okay, so you got a winning mid lane as well. Action winning in mid is really good for you. Oh, he, like, greeted. Yeah, he stayed for a little bit. He kind of needs to push this wave. I don't think he really needed to, though. It's whatever. Yeah. And we're wasting time. This is a waste of time. Chasing him way too long. The fight's already gone. Like, as soon as Auction is able to make it out alive like this, and he's out, we shouldn't care about this. We don't care. Just go to your Krugs. I should turn Fog of War off for your team. There we go. Or on, I should say. Okay. Our bot lane shoved. This is a decent counter gank angle if Rammus decides to come up. So whenever you're thinking about counter ganking, don't walk through this way because these potentially could be warded. And if you spot Rammus here, then it's just kind of like Rammus will just run away, and nothing happens. If we want to maximize the amount of like maybe gold we can get out of this situation, when you're thinking about like a counter gank, for example, or a tower dive, maybe we can just walk through here. A tower dive, like, you can go here, but you're not going to tower dive with Rammus in the area, so, and you don't have ultimate anyway, so there's, like, not really a good opportunity to tower dive unless they're, like, super low health, but they're obviously not. With counter gank angles, you just go through lane. Like, you could sweep these as well, like, right, for wards to see if you're spotted or not. So come through here and sit in one of these bushes and wait for Rammus to come around, and then you surprise attack them. And then you'll be a 3v1 against Rammus, essentially, right here, and then you just kill him. And of course, if Zaya or Emilio decide to follow up on it, like, they might die as well. But more likely answer is that you're going to kill Rammus 1v3, and then the ADC and support are going to back off. And then you get a free dragon. But yeah, see, like, you end up sweeping this bush, so now they know you're here. Because this is more likely to be warded than this lane bush because they've been shoved, like, all game. So there's, like, it's very unlikely this is warded. It's way more likely this is warded. Like, I know you have sweeper, but the idea is to not get spotted. Okay, we see mid lane, and you're thinking about going there. Okay, you can't do anything there. Oh, Rammus is killing himself. Okay, Zaya walks up. This is all good. Okay, we need to get with him. Yep, this is great. Oh, nice. This is awesome. You have a really clean early game so far. Nothing you've done really is super game breaking or like game losing. Just some small things here and there, nitpicky stuff. This recall's really good. We just want to go get our camps again. Oh, I'm not following you. Okay, I hate this, by the way. This is one thing that I've seen in a lot of Platinum games, that they tend to, like, people like to do this, like, go to wolves first because it's closest. It's just the closest camp, so they just want to start hitting camps as soon as possible. But it's like, it's actually better for you to, like, keep the sequence going, right? Like, do your blue buff first, and then Gromp, then wolves. There's no reason to desync your camps, like, just because it's closer. It just makes things awkward, especially, like, I've seen a lot of Platinum players too. They'll, like, go to wolves and then they'll go to blue, and it's like, if you know anything about camp sequencing, your blue buff is a different spawn timer than all your other camps. Like, your blue and red buff are different than your other small camps. So you want to keep Gromp and wolves spawning around the same time, or else you're gonna wait, like, randomly, like, 10 seconds, 15 seconds for another one to spawn, and it's just not good. It's a big waste of time. So let's see what you do here. Okay, we go to the Gromp at least. That's really good. Okay. Oh, okay, so we're gonna go to Grubs. Okay, this makes sense. Okay. I don't hate this now. I don't think seeing your intention on here, going for Grubs. I personally just don't really value Grubs, so I don't really tend to go for these as like an objective over my camps, because camps are just worth more golden XP than the Grubs are. But this isn't horrible. Like, it's not bad. Like, you have like Kennen just killed Tryndamere and Auction's winning in mid, so like these are totally viable to grab. I don't hate this. And this clear sequence makes a little more sense now that I see what you're trying to do here. This is also something, I'll just like take a little note here. I don't know if you know this, but this is something, I'll actually do something like this too, where I'll do a wolves to gromp after I've been doing the top to bot clear. I'll end up doing the wolves first and then the gromp. Mainly for intention of like if the plan of going top to bot sequence to gank bot lane has been failing, and say like my bot lane is just super incompetent and they're just losing really hard even when I show up and give them resources. You need to adapt in game your game plan and maybe switch up your sequence. So sometimes I'll do that where I won't do the top to bot clear full anymore. I'll finish my top camps and then do like some sort of invade, or I'll try to gank top or mid, do some stuff before recalling and like getting these on different respawn times, so that when I go back to base and I go out, I can deploy to bot side and start clearing bot to top. If my, like say for example, my top lane is winning really hard, or I get some opportunities there and I can see in a win con going through that, then I can adapt my game plan instead of continuing to sequence into a losing lane. So that's something to note too. This is actually a very good tool to use if that's happening to you in some of your games. Like for example, like if say like you were ganking bot lane and they just, your Jhin just kept walking up and dying for some weird reason, and he's like 0-4 at this point in the game, then maybe doing a sequence like this is actually really good. And then you can do the grubs, and then maybe you see a dive opportunity in top or mid, and then you recall, and then you go start doing a bot to top sequence and start ganking top. Just something to note. I don't think you have to do that this game. It looks like your bot's doing fine. But your camps are going to be pretty desynced now, which is a little awkward. That's the only reason I say that. Like, it's really good to do for the example of like your bot lane losing, but now it's like, now you want to path bot, but okay, so we get a cheeky kill here. That's nice. Okay, the ult was a little excessive. I don't know if you needed to ult there. I get it. Like Tryndamere can probably like just like the undying thing. Maybe we just don't go in so early. I think you should play this slower. You don't need to ult. Like right here, for example. Like charging the Q is just not, you charge it way too early because you're never gonna reach him in time. Like right here is way too early. Like look how much distance you have. Like the Q's only goes to like here, right? It's not like there's no way you're ever gonna hit Tryndamere here. So we just charge the Q way too early. And we miss. We don't even hit it. It's really important that you hit Qs as well, because Q actually stacks with your W's passive. And that's like, missing your Q is a lot of damage. Like you would be surprised. You'll be surprised whenever you miss your Q. If you just engage with R, you just miss out on so much damage, dude. Like using Q to gap close and then pressing R is it's not good. It's not good practice on Vi. I understand he's not very high health right now, but also Q is like a CC, so like I don't think you need to use your ult if you just held onto your Q. Just play a little slower, Like recognize that this guy's dead pretty much. Like he has no flash. He's pretty much 1 HP, you know what I mean? Akshan can kill him honestly by himself probably. You don't really need to waste your ult here. Okay, now we gotta go out of base. This is really awkward sequencing now. So like we have to like do our bot camps now, which is really weird. I don't like that you're going bot here right now, actually. Okay, maybe you had an inkling that Rammus was in the area. Okay. Totally fine. It's just like all your camps are spawned to right now. This is not super good. But Akshan is moving as well. This is actually a decent dive opportunity here. See, for example, like if you didn't waste your ultimate topside, you would have it for this dive. And this dive would be super clean. You'd be able to get a triple kill here very easily. Okay, you're being too hesitant here. I think like this dive is doable even without your ult because you do have flash as well, right? So like, can we just, oh, I guess you don't have flash yet. Do you have flash now? Okay. Like we have flash up. We need to be the person to engage this. And I know it's scary, especially because Milio's a thing, But we don't need to start with our Q, right? We can just walk up and try to bait abilities out. Like, try to bait Milio to use his Q. Um, and then you kind of like walk up, and if you dodge the Q, it gives you a free opportunity to start charging your Q into Zaya or something. Um, yeah, it's definitely doable. This time dive is a little risky because you don't have your ult. I say if you had your ult, this is free. You're sweeping. I don't think sweeping was necessary. Okay, that was ridiculous. That was crazy. What are you doing? That was crazy. Like, we don't need to do anything fancy here. Like, we could just walk up. That's the thing. I think you're trying to play a little too fancy. You're overcomplicating these fights. Just like in top lane, like we don't need to use our Q like this. Like just walk up to them. It's a similar thing to like Wukong. I see this like with Wukong mains. A big thing that helped me get really good at Wukong is start thinking about his W as like a damage ability instead of like a gap closer. Because it's as soon as you use your W, you miss out on a lot of damage because the clone actually does hit for a lot of damage when you're using a double Q with Wukong's clone. And when you use your W as like a gap closer, then you're just kind of stuck in a fight, right? And there's no way for you to like reposition or get away from things as well. And you lose a significant portion of your damage. And it's similar to Vi. Like you can kind of just walk up and you don't need to necessarily just queue in every time. Sometimes like you walk up and like bait stuff and maybe it doesn't work out, it doesn't look good, then you can use your Q and charge away. So being a little bit more patient with your Q would help you a lot, I think. This is so awkward now. Like your Krugs are spawning as you cleared your Raptors. It's so weird. So weird, man. So like, let's see if we could have changed this a little bit. Let's see. So like, we died in top lane, or I mean, we died in the dive. What makes you want to go to your red buff over going to your Gromp here? I would like to ask that, or if I don't really understand like the idea of this. I think it's just you want the red buff because it's a red buff. Red buffs are cool. Everyone loves having a red buff. It doesn't seem like you have good reasoning to actually go for red buff here. It'd be better to just go to your like again like and Scuttlecrab's up. Like we're actually stronger than Rammus here. Actually, we're not. Wow, because Rammus rushed Thornmail. Ooh, we're not actually stronger than Rammus. Disappointing. But we do see Rammus bot. Look at this. So we could just go take a crab. Actually, this is a really good opportunity too as well. This is something I teach a lot of lower elo players that don't understand how to punish enemy junglers is like whenever the enemy jungle shows up, this accounts for you as well, right? When you show up on the map, you have to think about, okay, they're ganking my bot, but what are they not doing? If they're ganking bot, they're not ganking mid. They're not farming their camps. They're not taking grubs. They're not taking dragon. Like, so they're not doing a lot of things. You know, they're just ganking bot. They're showing up bot, so that gives you free reign. Like you know, 100% he's not on his Raptors. He's not on his Krugs. He's not on this Scuttle Crab. So instead of just going straight for our red buff and doing a clear while Rammus just gets free opportunity to do something bot lane, like this doesn't like he's doing something you're not. By clearing camps, it's not like doing anything to progress the game. So it'd be much better to deploy out of base to top here and go to like his Raptors, take the Scuttle Crab, maybe look for an opportunity to kill Tryndamere. Then we can maybe do Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, Red, and into bot lane. Kennen gets a kill in top lane. This is so good. So Kennen can win this matchup. It's a very snowbally matchup for sure. I think as the game goes on, Kennen actually has a better time in it. But yeah, this is so awkward now because like Dragon is spawning and you're pathing away from it. This is can't think of the word. This is that concept of weak side versus strong side camps. Weak side camps are camps that are on the opposite side of the map to the objective that you're interested in. Here, actually, I forgot. Let me I should be using this more often. I keep forgetting that it's a thing. Actually probably help with the visual here. So, boom. This is the halfway point of the map, right? So if your camps are over here, these are the weak side camps because the objective that you want to play for right now is Dragon. There is no grubs, there's no Herald. You know, there's nothing here. No Baron. Kennen's not even in top side of the map. And look at where all your teammates are. I mean, Akshan's in the bot lane. Your Bard is in the bot side of the map. So we don't want to be in this side of the map. We want to be here as little as possible right now. This is your weak side. This is the weak side of the map. So next time we just path into topside. We get these things off the map as soon as possible, and then we can do. So once these are gone, even this too, we want to go into here, and we don't even care about the Krugs. We actually don't care about this. We want to just essentially get these camps off the map, wait for Jin to redeploy onto the map. Essentially, he'll be down here, and then we can just fight over the dragon here. Because you also have ultimate up right now. And you also bought your Trinity Force as well. That's actually huge, right? We want to be using this tempo. This is the difference between like knowing how to farm, knowing when to farm, and knowing when to not farm, essentially. You have your ultimate, you have your Trinity Force. You just bought Trinity Force. You're huge right now. This is a really good item to buy, or a good item to play off of. Let's see what happens. I'll stop rambling. I need to get the mouse here. Okay. Oh. Okay. So what happens? Essentially, look what happens. Your Akshan dies. Your Jin is ulting right now, but it's not going to do a whole lot. And guess what? You lose the dragon. Wow. Or do you? Okay. Well, there's no reason they should lose this. It's a 4v2, right? Okay, so you're trying to buy time. Vi is coming down. So you're really late to this fight. Do you get this? Oh, that's hilarious. This ends up working out pretty well. So he kind of got lucky, huh? I mean, Akshan dies. You didn't have to, like, Akshan didn't have to die for this. I'm very surprised at how lucky you got there. Like, what is this? Is it because Vladimir doesn't have, does Vladimir have ult? What happened? Oh, he used ult onto the Akshan. That's how they killed him. But doesn't Xayah have ult here? Xayah has ult. Rammus does not. Why does Rammus not have ult? That's crazy. Okay. What happens here? Okay, Milio griefs. I would say Rammus needs to go too. Rammus is actually griefing right now as well. I mean, he has flash up, right? He has flash. He could just flash taunt. Like, right here. I don't know what he's doing. He's just hitting the, like, we could just flash taunt onto the Jin. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He kind of trolled, yeah. So that works out. Because Rammus is just really bad. Okay, I love this. Rammus is dead, so we take the red buff. And we go topside again. Okay, bot lane needs to get out bot lane. What are they doing, man? But you notice too, you're kind of like stuck ganking top lane now because of how you cleared your camps. Just do your camps, yeah. This is awkward. Yeah, get mid. All right, so guess what? These are weak. These are strong side camps now. These are still strong side camps. There's nothing really to get up here. Your bot lane's really pushing hard, so these are kind of like your strong side camps. You don't have to worry about these getting cleared anytime soon. I don't know if you had this timer. I don't think you did. I don't think you have the timer on his blue buff. Because there's no reason you would have, unless maybe Bard went over there. So let's play with our bot lane here. We can push off Vladimir. That's totally fine. You could even argue maybe take the Raptors, but don't go to Krugs. Don't go here. But yeah, we just want to like pressure over here with your bot lane. Maybe even get a kill in mid because of Akshan coming here. This is a kill? Nice. That was very good. Okay, your Bard did recall here, so this is totally fine. I don't know why you're recalling. Do you have enough money? Yeah, you have 200k gold. Or 2k gold. Yes, makes sense. Okay, so right now the top side is dark. I don't know if I would go topside here. Okay, do you do have Bard coming up with you? Do we get a kill here? Nice. That is very nice. Okay. Trying to see where you throw the game. Like, you ended up with like 8 deaths. You're like 1 and it's like 16 minutes. How did you die that many times? This Herald's fine. I don't mind this at all. I don't know why it didn't charge. Did you run it into a wall? What happened here? Oh, you did run it into the wall. Okay, don't do that. Don't go in here. Oh, maybe? Okay, because Kennen is ulting, I see. Does Kennen have stopwatch? I feel like this play is like super overforced. Because Xayah has ult still, Melio has ult still. Like, this is just a really hard tower dive to do here. I would say just focus the tower down. Kennen's half HP with no stopwatch either, or like Zhonya's. It's kind of int. It's really int of him to do this. Yeah, I don't know about this one. It's pretty int. Yeah, this is bad. This is where he lost the game, probably. Okay, and you die too. That's not good. Okay. Okay, Jhin cleanup. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Jhin got some stuff. Dying though there really sucks. That's not good on you. How could we have prevented this from happening? It's just kind of crazy that he does this. I think like melting the tower is fine. I don't know, maybe not standing here. I think like you're kind of like, if your intent is the dive here too, this is bad. Like, you have to be more conscious of like what the enemy team has. Like, for example, like I mentioned, like Xayah ult is a really good way for her to dodge CC from Kennen. Milio also just a cleanse essentially, and she also has a cleanse. Like, this dive's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be clean, and Kennen doesn't have like any sort of way to drop tower aggro. He has no flash. He's going in half HP with his ult. He's just gonna go in and die essentially. You're kind of baiting your team into thinking like this is a possible dive by being here. You could just like be clearing his camps. I don't know if his camps are up or not right now, but you don't need to be here essentially right now. Like, you could just be really close by, like just hitting this or hitting this, and just be close by. But yeah, this dive is just really bad. It's unfortunate that Kennen does this, but we don't want to dive. We don't want to die with him essentially. You get the dragon, it looks like. Okay, we can just go straight for the dragon. I like this. Just get it right off the map while your team is there. Totally fine. Bard is being a little bit overzealous here. I don't know what he's doing. Clear red buff. Don't go to Krugs. Go to the Scuttle Crab. Or even go to mid. Yeah. Don't go to mid now. Going mid when they were like this right here. That looks like something I want to walk to mid for. But as soon as he walks out and you see that they're backing off a bit. Okay, being mid is fine right here. But then like maybe go farm or something. But okay, no, the fight breaks out. Okay, never mind, never mind. We do get a fight. That was a good ult on Xayah, right? Is that what you got? Did she not like use her ultimate? What is she doing? How did she just not ult that? That's crazy. That is wild. How does she not just ult there? That's crazy. All right. Anyway. Very nice. What's going on here? So, Trinimir's dead. Xayah's dead. The wave is gone. What time is it in game? 19:30. We want to start preparing for Baron at this point. Why does Jin want to keep fighting this? He has no flash, no ult, no barrier, half HP. Kennen has no ult either. Like, Akshan's backing. We don't want to fight here. So your teammate's kind of griefing here. I would say try to ping them back and, like, give them intent. Like, a lot of things that low elo players forget to do is, like, they think that they can't control their teammates, and sometimes you can't. But, like, I'm gonna be real with you, 7 to 8 out of 10 times, if you ping them and, like, spam ping them and, like, tell them not to do that and tell them what to do, like, give them direction, give them actually, like, instead of just saying don't do this, try to tell them what they can do instead. Like, maybe ping, like, your gold or something. Like, do you have a lot of gold on you or something? Like, you have 1100 gold, maybe ping, like, Akshan, that Akshan's recalling. You can also ping, like, Baron, like, the Baron timers in 30 seconds, like, spam ping that, like, 3 or 4 times. After giving them, like, a back signal. Try to tell them to not do certain things and try to direct them to what they should be doing. Because I'll be real with you, it's like 7 to 8 out of 10 times they will listen. Sometimes they won't, because maybe they're muted or they just don't believe you. But yeah, this is just not good. I don't know what they're doing. And, like, you're kind of baiting them into this, right? Like, you're kind of also sticking around, so you actually, it doesn't seem like you have any intention in your play. And I think that's something you can get better at doing, is, like, having intention with what the next play is. Don't just, like, randomly, like, keep doing what your teammates are doing. Have, like, really solid intention on what you want to do and accomplish in a game. How do you close out games at this point? You have 3 dragons, so the next dragon is Soul, which is great for you. And Baron is coming up in 30 seconds. Those are typically the ways you end League of Legends games. And playing around mid tower, like A-ramming like this, is not how you win League of Legends games. So you're kind of, like, baiting your team. Like, go to red buff and spam ping your team to get back. And if they die, they die. But you shouldn't waste time with them. Like, just go to the. Like, you're signaling retreat, but it was a little late. It was, like, way too late, and you're also, like, baiting them by being around. They die here? Okay, Kennen dies, Auction dies, and guess what? Baron's up. And they're gonna get mid tower. Okay, your team's now, you guys are just A-ramming. This is crazy, dude. Like, again, you need to be pinging them. Like, we don't need to fight this. Like, this is completely pointless. We shouldn't be fighting this. And you're baiting them by being there with them. Like, stop fighting with them. Like, go to here, go to the tower. Like, get them to stop fighting. You die here? Yeah, and then you die here. So that's, like, I think that's the #1 thing that I see in this game. Is, like, you're kind of just, like, playing around with your team, like, reacting to what they're doing, and you don't have your own intention or game plan. So let's practice coming up with that. Like, practice coming up with your own game plan that you can play around certain things that are just going to be guaranteed. Like, Dragon Soul is coming up, like, it's got to be up in another, like, 3 minutes or 2 minutes or so at this point. You get Dragon Soul, you win the game. If you can get Baron, you can win the game. Instead of A-ramming and going through mid and just, even if your team is there too, like I said, like, you want to be around your team. Like that mentioned when I was talking about, like, when Kennen did this dive, maybe you could have been on Raptors or Wolves. You don't want to waste time sitting in mid lane doing nothing with your team. You should be around them. Like, I've seen a lot of Platinum players will be like, their team's pushing in this tier 2 tower and they're all the way over on, like, Krugs or something. But, you know, like, if your team is pushed up, yes, you kind of want to be in the vicinity if something breaks out, but you don't need to be exactly, like, right with them, because sometimes when you do that, you are baiting them into, like, a false sense of security that they think, like, oh, we have everybody here, we can do a team fight. But if you just kind of, like, sit around elsewhere and nothing's happening and they're just kind of poking back and forth, they'll see you on the mini map. They'll see that you're not there. And maybe they'll ask you to be there, but then, like, again, like, you just gotta direct them to stop doing just A-ramming. Okay. At this point in the game, like, it's just kind of a fiesta, you know? Like, there's not really much I can probably tell you else outside of this. There's not a lot you can do here. Like, yeah, you're just kind of running around, because, like, yeah, there's really nothing to do at this point in the game, because it's just everything's so kind of, like, coin flipped at this point. Okay, we have Tryndamere dying in top, maybe. That's good. Yeah, we're gonna run into. I liked the pings there. That was really good. Okay, we're responding again. We're responding to what our team's doing. So you just kind of run up because there's fights happening. And right here, dude. What if you just went on Milio? Oh my gosh, you tunnel visioned on Vladimir really hard here, but Milio's right here, dude. Dude, I just, oh, that's so sad. This is such a perfect opportunity to just go on Milio. Yes, his Q is up, but like you can probably bait the Q out and then press R. Like if you Q, he's gonna Q you back. But then press R on him and then Akshan kills him, right? I guess maybe you don't want to waste your R on Milio. I'm not really sure. Usually when there's an enchanter, it's really good to kill an enchanter early on in the fight so they can't just do their thing in team fights. That's how enchanters are really strong. Why they're really excelling in team fights is because if they're left alone, they will just have raw numbers over your team, essentially, by healing and shielding and yeah, doing cleanses and stuff. So it's actually pretty good to kill Milio before the start of a fight. I don't know if I would waste R on him though. That's actually that's debatable because Zaya's a thing. But if Milio's dead, I mean Zaya doesn't get a lot of peel. She'll only have her ult and cleanse. And arguably Akshan and Jin should be able to kill her. But going on Vladimir is just not it, man. Did you end up dying? Where'd you go? You're over here. Okay. You flash out. You get taunted. You're gonna Q in, and again, we're using Q, but not comboing it with anything. We have no damage. Doing a QR like that is really only good when you know you have follow-up damage coming back right out of it. Yeah, doing crab is fine here. I think just do the crab. Your team's kind of ditching around, and that's fine. Yeah, just go to the dragon. Jin didn't recall. That is so bad. I feel bad for you, dude. Okay. This is a really bad... Is he alting here? Your Kennen is trolling you. Yeah, but your posture, again, I think this is the biggest problem you have so far this game. I've seen this so many times. You've done it so many times. You're posturing really aggressively here. Like, Kennen is here, and you're like acting like you're gonna queue in if he goes in. And it's like, you don't want to do that, man. Like, you really don't want to do that right now. Your Jin is all the way here. He can't even help fight you with you. Your Akshan is still clearing bot wave. Like, you need to watch where your carries are before you go in like this. And also, just I don't think you're thinking about that. I think you're just kind of like playing around the fact that Kennen wants to do something. You're reacting to what your teammates are doing, and I hate that. Like, you need to have intention that how you want to play the game. Take control of your games by just like playing how you want to play, and don't be responding to like Kennen pinging like this. Kennen wants to go in. Kennen wants to do this. You know, we're like baiting Kennen and doing stuff. Oh no, this is not good. Yeah, Jin dies. This is disaster. That's exactly how you lose the game, because you're just responding to what your teammates want to do instead of like controlling them. I think that's all I really need to see. You die here probably. You don't get Drake. Yeah, and they're going to get Baron. They should get Baron. They don't get Baron? Oh my gosh. Wow. Lucky you. Is that what happens later too? Let's see one more fight. Okay, we get a kill on Tryndamere. Bard gets an ult on Zaya. That's so big. What happened? Oh, you used ult on Tryndamere. So this is a repeat of earlier in laning phase when your first ult usage used it on a very like a low priority target, and like it's just kind of like a waste of you don't like, again, you don't need to do this. You're using your Q forward without actually hitting anybody. Like, this Q is horrible, and then you press R. And sure, you're gonna kill Tryndamere, but like now you don't have R for this. Imagine if you had R for this this awesome Bard ult. This was sick. man. Okay, we get the Milio? Do we win this fight? Oh, Vladimir's popping off with Zaya. Oh my goodness. Very good. Okay, your team wins this. That's really good. Can you go get Baron now? Can we go get Baron? Yes. Very good. Now, how do we close with Baron here? Yes, I think you're deploying to the right side of the map. We don't want to do Krugs. No, don't do Krugs. You're wasting time doing Krugs. Our mid and bot are the ones we want to pay attention to. We're way too far away from them. Oh, they're going to collapse. This is really bad for you guys because Kennen is topside. He does have TP, but he's pushing with Baron. So, like, it'd be nice if you guys can just kind of slow play this and not, like, overly force this. Just waste their time. And it's okay if you lose Dragon here, too. Because look what Kennen... Like, Kennen's getting a lot done right now. Like, we actually don't care about this Dragon as much because look how much Kennen is doing right now. Oh, but you end up dying for the Drake. Like, we don't care about this Drake as much. Like, I know you want to get Soul. It's really important to get Soul. It would be nice if Kennen would come for this and get Soul with you guys. Like, ideally, it would be, like, optimal to get this Soul. I'm not saying, like, you shouldn't want this. But the situation at hand, like, we have to accept reality that Kennen is pushing on the top side. He doesn't seem to have any intention of coming to this fight. He's just whacking away at the tower. So going in here is just suicide. We just have to take what we got. Our Kennen is pushing top. He's getting this tower. It is what it is. Let's just go clear our red buff and just ignore this dragon. It just is what it is. But instead we die. Jin probably dies. Yeah, that's really bad for us. Oh my gosh, Kennen. He overstayed really hard. But your team dies on the back end of it because you greeted for the dragon. So I think that's all I need to cover. I think the main thing is just, yeah, taking control of your games, having intent with what you want to do. I think that's really important. That'll help you out a lot. So good luck in your next games. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this VOD review, you know, leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to do any more, it will not be free, obviously, but if you think this helped and you need a little bit more help later on, let me know. I love doing these. Good luck in your games.